Hey guys, Artillery J here. Welcome to Fantasy Fridays, but we're taking a brief hiatus from Final Fantasy games until I figure out which one I want to play. We're going to be doing a quick little walkthrough type guide for Bad Dream Coma. I've recently, a few months ago, I did a review on this game, and I liked it enough that I went through and I got 100% completion on it, but I wanted to do a quick run through of the good ending for you guys, so that's what we're going to do this Friday. So I hope that you enjoy it, and it will probably be a bunch of little cuts here, just showing you what to do in order to get the good ending. So without further ado, here we go. Okay guys, so my character goes to sleep and sweet dreams and goes into a coma like everyone else in the world, and that's what starts the game. So here we go, chapter 1. Chapter 1, there we go, the bridge. Okay, so first of all, we want to grab this battery up and then move forward. Next, we are going to use the battery on this controller right here, and then move forward again. Next, we are going to grab the magnifying glass from right there, and again move forward. And then we're going to grab the key, and then we're going to go back. And we're going to go back, and then from here, we are going to use the controller on the car. If we move the stick twice, that will send it to the right, like so, or 3 times, and then click the forward button. That causes the car to crash. Okay, next we use the magnifying glass on the car so that we can get a close-up, and we're going to grab the bottle of booze out of the guy's hand, and then we need to take the key and use it on the trunk, open the trunk, and then grab the crowbar. And then after we grab the crowbar, go ahead and exit, and then exit again. Okay, all the way back at the beginning, we need to use our crowbar on the remote control and then examine it and take the wire out. Now we can exit out of here. All the way back up at the board, we try to cross, and the board breaks. So we have to head all the way back to the beginning again. And we're going to see this dude in the sewer all the way back here, and he starts whispering to us, and he wants a gift. So go ahead and hand him the bottle of booze. We don't need that anymore, and then take our trusty crowbar back from him. We're going to head forward again and take the second board with the crowbar, and then head forward all the way back to the gap, use the board on the gap, and then we can cross finally. We're going to use the wire on the panel, and that will cause the gate to break, and then we head across. Grab this paper clip, drag it above the coin, and then take the coin, and then we can cross the bridge. Across the bridge, the hobo wants a coin, so we just give him our nickel, and he lets us cross. And that is the end of chapter 1. Easy breezy. Okay, chapter 2, we're going to go ahead and we are going to immediately head inside of the hospital. Deal with this conversation real fast like. And now we can follow this area down, and then we're going to head forward and then into the reception area, grab the scissors, open the drawer under the fish tank, and take the matches. Plug in the computer, and we can exit here. Next, if we head forward up here, we will talk to the lunch lady, and she will give us the key to the kitchen. She wants her spiders removed, so use the key on the kitchen. And we don't want to kill any of the spiders, so once we come in, let's go ahead and we are going to grab this jar here, and then use the jar on the 3 spiders. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we can go back, and if we go back to talk to the lunch lady, she will go ahead and take the jar from us, and she will head back to the lunch room. So let's head to the lunch room ourselves, and once we're in here, we can go ahead and take the key from the counter. That's the bathroom key, and then exit the kitchen, and we're going to use the bathroom key on the bathroom door and enter. Next up, examine the sink and take the hairball, and then flush the toilet and take the key out when it pops up, right there, and take the bottle cap from the floor. Back where we found the lunch lady, we're going to use the key on the door, and then we are going to enter. Read the note on the stool here and make sure that you memorize this number, 555279. Back in the vending machine area, give the bottle cap to the bird so that you can get the ear. Examine the number pad on the vending machine, and then we're going to use the scissors on the number 2. exit out of here, and then examine the phone. Use the number 2 button right there, and then we're going to dial 555-279. On the other side of the phone line, grab the eyeballs off the floor and then click on the phone again to exit. Enter into this door right here so that you can visit with the patient, and we are going to give the patient the eyes, ears, and hair. And this will cause the doctor to appear, or the man in the mask anyway, and he will have a conversation with you. Once the conversation's over, go ahead and leave the hospital via the elevator, like so, and then we're going to head all the way over to, wrong way, this way, to the bus stop, and we're going to pick up this little thing there, and then we are going to examine the trash can for a piece of the ticket. Head over here, use the spiny bone on the balloon that's hanging here, and that will cause a second piece of the ticket to flutter down, and go ahead and grab that once it hits the bench. Next we're going to head down to this screen, pick the apple off the branch, and back outside of the hospital again. We're going to take the apple and we're going to drop it in the trash can, exit, and then return to find that the trash can is knocked over, grab that piece of ticket, and then exit out of this area here. Head all the way over to the gate, and there's a piece of ticket right there, the final piece. Then we can head back to the bus stop and use the ticket on the bus. End of chapter 2. Okay, once in chapter 3, head to this area with the shed, grab the shovel and the bone. Head to the angel statue and use the match on the candle, and then grab the key that pops out. Now if we head on over to the crypt, we can use the bone above the door. Next screen over, we're going to grab the pickaxe out of the tree. Use on this grave the pickaxe and then immediately the shovel. Wait for the zombie to get up and his arm will fall off. Take his arm. Head on over to the giant spider and give the giant spider the zombie arm. Next, use the key that we got from the candle on the shed door and go ahead and enter the shed. Once in the shed, grab the glove off the crates right there and then attempt to take this skull. Head all the way back to where we started the level and then use the glove on the spiny flower right here. And back over where we got the pickaxe, put the flower in the vase, and then head all the way back over to the giant spider and pick up the rotten flesh off the ground. Back in the shed, give the rotten flesh to the mouse, and that will allow you to grab the skull. And back over at the crypt, use the skull above the door. At this point, the giant spider has dropped the bone, so you can go all the way back to the crypt, and add the second bone. Head inside of the crypt, and then use the matches on the candle, and then go ahead and click the symbol on the wall. Head on back outside and click the star right outside the door, and then head over here, click the star in between these trees, the star by the angel between these trees, and then the star, if you come back by the gate, there's one right here on this postcard, and then head all the way over here and over here by the spider, and there's the last star there. Back in the crypt, click the symbol on the wall, click the pentagram in the center, and then exit out. After the blackness goes away, go ahead and exit the crypt. Head on over to the gate and grab the eraser, and then if you go back, the zombie will ask you to erase him. So go ahead and click on the eraser and get rid of him. In the shed, once again, the bear dude will take your scissors, and he will ask you to give him some privacy. So head on into this vault here, and then shake the jar to get the fly to leave it, and take the jar. Go back outside, take the bear head off the floor, and then exit all the way back out to the main gate. Use the bear head on the gate, and then exit through the door that it creates. End of chapter 3. Alright, chapter 4, head on over until you see this dog, and then search the pile for a key, and then head back and use the key on the cottage, like so. Once you enter, use the matches on the pot here, and then grab the meat off of the table. And you guessed it, give the meat to the dog, like so. Head past the campsite and grab this worm out of the ground, and then back to the campsite. You're going to use the worm on the pole, and then clicking on the pole will automatically place it on the fishing area. All the way back at the beginning little area here, we're going to go ahead and read this note on the ground, and it tells us how to make the energy drink. So use the glove on the spiky flower, grab a fish from the fish pile, right here. Grab this nasty tree sludge stuff here. I think it's like the mushroom or something. In the swamp area, you're going to throw on your glove, and then you're going to examine this head right here, and that will get you a leech. Head on over to the car area and grab yourself a piece of grain. And in the forest area, use the jar on these berries. And then head on back to the cottage. Throw everything that you currently have into the pot. That's the flour, the fish, the mushroom goop, the leech, the grain, and the nasty berry stuff, and then exit the cottage. Head back to the campsite and grab a dirty one and put the worm back in the pot. And while I was at the campsite, I should have grabbed a can out of this pile, but I forgot. So go grab the can while you're there, and then use the can on the pot, and that puts the energy drink in the can for you. Back at the campsite, give the fisherman the energy drink, and go meet him at the car to find out that you got a flat tire. So you need to find something to fix it. Head back to the tent, grab the chewing gum, grab the fishing pole, and use the fishing pole on this little circle of water here. Examine the hand and take the cigarette. Head on back to the forest and use the cigarette on the beehive, the match on the cigarette, and then the jar on the beehive. Back over with the driver, go ahead and give him the chewing gum, and he'll say that it's not good enough, and then give him the other gunk that you got. If I can select it, there we go. And then we'll tell you that that'll work. And that's the end of chapter 4. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the first half of Bad Dream Coma, the good ending walkthrough. We'll pick it up next Friday with the second half. I hope that you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.